Hey everyone, it is day 104 of my study abroad adventure. Should have vlogged on the 100th day is what I should have done. It's definitely been way too long, a little bit over a week, but I've been having a lot of projects to do and getting done. Right now my room is an utter mess because I've been wrapping Christmas present and I'm drying my sheets and packing for the long weekend. But speaking of Christmas presents, I think I'm done. You can see all those Christmas presents. There's one item that I want that they haven't had at the Christmas fair, so it might have to come home with me. But I need to get all that wine, and my summer clothes, yep, see I'm drying my sheets, into this box and that box. So, yeah. It's been an interesting time, but I wanted to show you all that first, and then specifically, something I didn't have to wrap because I bought it for myself, is this Christmas ornament. It says Budapest, and it has the chain bridge, and it's purple, because if it's gonna be for me, it's gonna be purple. So, yeah, so I just wanted to show you that, and I'm gonna be working on that. I also want to tell you about this weekend trip before I start packing everything up into that box. If you remember, I told you I was going to rent a car for this weekend, go to Prague and Vienna, which I have a website that I'm going to put in the link, put a link in the description below, because I don't remember what it's called. I'll just have to put it in there. That will make an itinerary for you. So I plugged in when I'm going and how long and like what type thing I want to do, and it gives me full itinerary. So all of this is the stuff for the car rental, directions, the hotel, everything. I've like, I don't know, 60 pages here or something, front and back. Not 60 pages, that's an exaggeration, but for this trip I have it all printed out because I leave tomorrow after classes. And last Wednesday, so I was talking to you on Monday, last Wednesday, Mom called because she wanted to talk about it, and I knew what she was going to ask, and I wasn't excited to tell her, was I was traveling alone. And I know that's not a great plan, but I think there's a lot of benefit in traveling alone, and a lot of my friends have already done Prague and Vienna, and it just is like, I just need to do it. I need to not sit here and wait, I just need to go do it. So I mean, we had to talk, it was a little awkward, but then I had that guy came and talked and did his geometry session, but when I went to Bible study that night, and right when I got there, I'm sitting down and I get a Facebook message, and from Kristen, the girl who I roomed with in Transylvania, and she's like, hey, I remember you saying you wanted to go to Prague, can I come with? And it was just like, Mama prayed. Mom must have prayed. So Kristen is coming with me. We're going to the airport tomorrow to pick up the car, and she's staying with me the first 3 nights. The last Saturday night we get up really early and I'm getting her to the train station. So she's not going to Vienna with me because she did that this last weekend. But for the first time on my trip, I have a travel buddy, and I'm actually very, very happy and very excited. It just was so crazy how that timing went out. So yeah, just wanted to show you all the paperwork for my long weekend, and that's what's to come. So yeah, but let me catch you up on last week a little bit. Not a whole lot happened because I went to the Christmas market like 3 or 4 times, getting all these Christmas gifts and wrapping, and also just classes. But last time we talked was Monday. Something I keep forgetting to tell you about is the Dokovish internship. The last 3 weeks, because I did that yesterday again too, we've been working on a game called Brussels sprouts that has a lot to do with graph theory, and I kind of let Daniel down on this one. He ended up having a lead and I was supposed to. But the kids really enjoyed it. It's so fascinating how much they get into it. Like, we had to really lead them through it this time, yesterday especially, but they still loved it. They are so happy with doing this stuff, and that's so cool. And I have 2 more of those, so Daniel and I have to come up with an idea that will last for only 2 weeks this time. Because 45 minutes once a week is just not enough for these concepts, but we don't have to do it, but it's fun this way. The other thing was Bible study last week. We finished up the series of old figures and the figures from the Old Testament, and it was like a summary, so were like kind of quizzing and going over some Bible verses and the timeline of it all and what they meant, and I was doing great. I was like, I wish my classmates could see me at a Bible study, because man, I was just knocking off those questions. So that was a lot of fun. It was very refreshing, very kind of friendly, competitive. Other thing Wednesday that happened was the geometry session, like I was telling you about, that he pretty much did the same thing, except for he started off talking about the president-elect, and it's like, oh, he just needs to talk about it, doesn't he? He wants to talk to some Americans about this. And so he just was kind of off topic for the first part, and then he finally got on topic. So he didn't get everything in that he hoped, and I was like, well, I wonder why. You didn't really start on topic. So, but it was okay. It was just kind of long and kind of, okay, got it. And it was so much like what I did in my Euclidean class, so it wasn't new to me. But I guess Rose's professor has worked with his stuff before or something, so she was really excited to meet him. Hey, yeah, I put down my hair. I'm not focusing very well tonight. Just a lot to think about. Something else for me to talk about was last Wednesday when CBG, my games class, we were finally assigned the game project that is due tomorrow, so that was kind of intimidating, but I'm working with Ashley and Steffi, and we came up with an idea pretty quickly of, it's like Guess Who, but with geometry shapes, so you have to ask questions that describe geometry shapes, yes or no questions. So the board game was actually pretty simplistic to make, because it's like a chart, and then we're just using dots to put over it. But the way the game works will be really effective in a classroom, because it really makes the kids think and talk and ask questions, because we have cards this time that you have to use the word in your question, so it's vertices, edges, sides, whatever. So I'm excited. We're presenting it tomorrow. I feel bad, I really ended up not helping much. I'm the one who kind of was like, well, you could do that Guess Who thing, like we're doing a divisibility lesson, not tomorrow, but next week. And they just kind of ran with it, and then I was supposed to do one of the boards, but Steffi beat me to it, which was great. I'm happy they're so on top of it. I really was close to getting to her, and then she beat me, so. Another interesting story, just to tell right now where I can, is that today in kosher method, which last weekend they went to the other kosher camp, and they actually got to meet kosher this time. I'm so jealous. But then he's gonna not come to class this Thursday, but the next Thursday. So I am gonna get to meet Posha, famous Posha. Like this is that just blows my mind. But he doesn't speak any English, so we'll see how this goes. But he was telling us today. Oh, okay, I'll tell you that first. He was telling us today about in 1966 in Hungary. So this is communist time Hungary. There was a TV show that was a math competition TV show. Prime time. And 4 million out of the present day, there's 10 million people in Hungary watched this season 2 finale. It's a high school math competition show, and Posha and this other really famous mathematician were the competitors, who they went to high school together at the #1 math school that I visited. They were one of the first classes of advanced students, was these two famous mathematicians who were also on this primetime math competition show, and it just is like, what? A math competition show at primetime during communist era? Like, what? And I just feel like that shows the culture of Hungary in mathematics that most people don't realize. Like, it's a big deal. Posha lost, the other guy won, but the other guy said it wasn't fair because the question was a combinatorics question, I guess, and Posha's the one who taught him. Like, they sit in the back of their smart classroom because they're too smart, just doing math together, and Posha taught him. But Posha miscalculated some minor mistake, and that's why he lost the tiebreaker question or something. Just crazy. I won't ever wrap my head around the experience Hungarians have had with mathematics. So that was really cool talking about it. It made the class time more enjoyable. But before that, earlier, I can't believe Logan did this. This is the Logan who slept in his sleep. Yeah. We were talking about, we had a problem that my teacher Pete's wife has done some paperwork with Posha and some other guy on this math problem. And so we were talking about how she's super BA, amazing mathematician, math teacher, and she's a soccer player. I'm not sure if it's soccer or football, or if it's the other game that Pete keeps talking about, which can't remember what it's called, but it's like, for me, I would equate it like playing basketball and then going to 3-on-3 street basketball. So there's soccer, and then there's this like smaller scale, less players, like same idea but different soccer. So I don't know, but she's been like multiple national championship team here in Hungary, and she's also a BA mathematician. So yeah, she's pretty epic. It's pretty much what we were talking about. And Logan just straight up asked Petty, then why'd she go for you? And it was just hysterical. Because Logan just like tried to wrap his head around all this, and then he just spits that out, and it just was hilarious. Wow. So today has been a very interesting day for that. It's also been a rough day. I keep dropping everything, keep knocking over chairs, and then I forgot my keys coming back from salsa, so I had to wait like an hour for one of my roommates to show up and let me in. So it was a fun day, and then also a really frustrating day. But I knew at some point I was going to forget my keys, or someone was going to forget their keys. It was inevitable. But yeah. Something else I can think about telling you is Ava from Bible study, if you remember, in church. She's the one who asked the big questions. She's going on vacation, or holiday, as they will call it in Europe, because they do Britain English and not American English, next Monday. And I'm not going to be at Bible study tomorrow because I'm heading to Prague, and I will be in Vienna on Sunday, so I'm not going to see her again. She's going to be gone that long for her holiday. So both Bible study and church on Sunday, we hugged and said our goodbyes, which isn't dramatic, but it's really kind of cool that just through Bible study I got to know this lady, and she wants me to come back. She's very passionate that I should come back to Budapest, which I hope someday I can travel like I have this semester, because this has been phenomenal, and I couldn't imagine not traveling now. Like, it's gonna have to be part of my life. And in 2018, the Budapest Semester of Math Education is hoping to do a summer program for teachers, American teachers, to come and learn. And yeah, I don't know if I'd do the 2018, but if it becomes a yearly summer, biannual summer program, maybe I can convince my school to let it be continued education and come back. So that's my hope. It's another topic. I'm trying to just jump in from topic to topic, because really last week I did Christmas shopping, homework, and Smallsville. It's class. So not a whole lot to report on. Like, I kept thinking I would go out and do something, but homework load, project load has been big. So, but it's good, because I do teach tomorrow my divisibility laws with Louis tomorrow morning. We do that. Anyway, the lady from the conference who invited me to her home, I misunderstood her, because she did email me back. Last vlog she had not emailed me yet, but she has emailed me back, and she was like, I want you to come visit my village in Serbia, and I was like, I thought Serbia was south, not north, because Senindred is north. And, she's put the city, and then I was so confused, and then I finally sat down a map and looked at it, and this is a whole new city. I have not been there, that she's talking about me riding the train to. It's on the southern border from Serbia, and then she'd pick me up, and it'd be a 30-minute drive past the Serbia border into where her little village is, and it just is like, what? I totally misunderstood, because I just thought it would be like a dinner. Like, she just wanted me to, because like, that was the big thing was in her emails, like, I want you to be my guest. And I'm like, that's an interesting way to phrase that, but okay. So, I mean, I think she really wants me to come over. She couldn't last weekend, which I was really, that was the big thing I was hoping to do this last weekend, was go there, because I don't know if I can fit this in, because I'm going to be gone this weekend. I'm hoping the next weekend Emma Shea does her December trip, but she might not, and then the next weekend's the weekend before finals, so I'd rather not leave, but truthfully, if either the Emma Shea trips or this lady is the only time it works, I will probably take it. And then I have the last weekend here. I have 4 weekends left. That weekend would be actually work if she was willing to be not too long to go see her that weekend, but I also need enough time to finish up here and pack and everything, because I have to probably be up at 4 o'clock the day I leave, so. Which, speaking of that, I bought my last bus pass yesterday. It expires the day I leave, so. Yeah. So yeah, she wanted to check about my visa, like if I needed a visa to come in, and so, which makes me kind of nervous that she wants me to come longer. So, I mean, so I'm still having this perspective of like a nice visit, but then again, her saying guest and checking about visa, it's like, well, how long you think I'm gonna be there? Like, if have my passport, it should just be 90 days. I should be fine. So she was gonna check in about that and then call me, but I emailed her back when I finally was kind of like, this is a misunderstanding, and to explain my weekend situation, as well as I said, well, I think if I'm there less than 90 days, it's fine. I can't the next weekend being this weekend, and I also leave December 20th, so hopefully some point this week she'll email me back, and we'll see if that happens. Still so sweet, so kind. Except for I do a little bit now feel like I'm being kidnapped. Some other weird things happened on Wednesday before I got this email, and I started realizing all this, and I'll explain those in a second, but just, it was weird thing after weird thing to where thinking she wants me to be there long enough that I need a visa, and she's calling me her guest, and it's someplace, like, I just was like, is she trying to kidnap me? This is weird. But I don't think so. It's not like that at all. It was just a weird night, because coming home from Bible study, this is like a 10-minute walk, and 2 weird things happened to me. One, it was cold, which maybe Friday it warmed up. It's been like 50s since Friday. It is gorgeous. But Wednesday night was very, very cold. Then I actually pulled out my hoodie and put it over my jacket, which was my plan for when it got cold here, was put on my jacket, put on my hoodie over it. And I'd walked out of the church thinking I didn't need the hoodie, which of course I'm wrong. And I get like few steps and it's like, nope, it's cold. So I put down my Bible and I have my purse and I'm putting on this hoodie, and a man walks by. And I just smile, which maybe that's my fault. It's not my fault, but maybe I shouldn't have interacted at all and this weird stuff wouldn't happen. But I smiled and he kept walking, and I'm putting on, and I'm emphasizing this because I'm putting on a big oversized hoodie. No makeup, nothing special. And I'm walking, and because it is cold, I decided to ride the metro one stop because it gets me out of the cold and there faster. But as I'm walking down the stairs, this guy, I don't know when he turned around and decided to follow me or whatnot, but he stops me on the stairs, and I think he's asking me for directions, because he is asking me kind of like if I speak English, because we might have kind of said hello to each other, which is normal in Hungary. I seem to say hello to a lot of people, so I figured maybe he thought, oh, this is an English speaker, maybe she needed to give me directions. And the street he asked me was like, I was like, yeah, that's the street that the church is, or that's the street we were just on. And he's like talking to me, and essentially he's trying to get my number at the end of it. But it just was so weird that he walked past me and then he decided to follow me down, because this is like a two blocks down to the metros, and I really don't know how he started the interaction, but he was like the whole time, like, if this isn't too awkward, like, he knew what he was doing was creepy. And yeah, he's also like 10 years older than me, and it was very weird. So being frazzled from that, and then I go downstairs and the metro's there, so I just jump right on. So I'm frazzled from this, and as right as I walk on, there's another guy that he says see ya and I say see ya, because we recognize each other. which is just weird at first. Like, why do I recognize? And then we talked for a few minutes and we figured out he took the Lindy Hop class that I took with Ashley in October or September or something. What? I just went into this guy, one of the two guys from that class who spoke English on the metro, and we both recognized each other, and he's trying to talk, but I only rode for one stop, so it didn't last very long. But man, was that weird. Of just weird, awkward guy following me to saying hello to another guy that I recognized, and then I had to get off. It was the weirdest thing. I came home wanting to talk to Heather, but she was doing something to tell her all about it, but weird. And then I get emails thinking that a lady's trying to kidnap me. But the fact that I recognize someone on the metro makes me think I've been in the city too long. I'm recognizing people all over. There's a city street cleaner that I see almost every morning, and some other people. Like, I definitely feel like this is normal anymore. There's still some awe. Like, today I was looking at a building that's like, when was the last time I looked at that building and realized the cool design on it? But there is just this normality of this place, and like watching Smallsville and stuff, I forget where I am, which would happen with me at Bethel and at home when I'm reading or something. So, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the other stuff. I'm talking way too long. I really think it was just classes. I don't think anything else spectacular happened last week. But I did want to show you, because when I my hair down and everything, I took a break to pack, and I actually got everything into one box, but it's too heavy. There's no way I'm going to carry it, and I should have just got larges instead of extra larges, because I can't have them tumble around in there. So again, one of those days. It was really fun in Porsche, and then I've just been kind of having iffy moments since then. But yeah, hopefully I don't know how much I'll vlog tomorrow because I'll be driving, so I'm sorry you won't get a whole lot, but I'll also be driving at night a lot. But I hope to do some daily vlogs again. My evenings are pretty free with the itinerary the company printed off, so hopefully I'll have some daily vlogs again for this weekend. I'm very excited to be seeing Prague and Vienna, and I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for staying tuned to my adventure.